Today on Adventures Club, I want to tell you a little story. A story about a man who once decided to leave all the worries of society behind. So he took his 4x4, he bought some supplies, and he headed out for the woods. He was quite a nature man for all his life, but this decision, it wasn't a hard one for him. He had no wife, he had no child yet, and so he quit his job, he took his savings, and he headed out for the wilderness. To that place where the world seemed to be so full of life and energy, like he had never felt it when he was around in the city. So it wasn't a hard decision for him to quit his job and leave his friends behind, to head out for an adventure he called life. When he was walking down the path, he smelled the trees, he smelled the mushrooms, the grass, the earth. He smelled freedom like he had never smelled it before. And when he walked down the path, he reached finally the old cabin his grandfather had built so many decades ago. And it was a long time ago since he was there. It was years when he was a young boy, and he used to camp out there with his grandpa. And there he lived for the next months to come. He lived in perfect harmony, not one worry in his mind. But this was about to change forever. At this one night, where he was sitting next to the fire, and whilst he listened to the song of the fire, the wood cracking, whilst it slowly was eaten away by the flames, he heard a noise. First, he wasn't sure, but then he heard it again, and it scared the hell out of him. He knew well how the animals sound. All those creatures of the woods were known to him, like the old wolf who ruled this kingdom. But what he heard this time, he had never heard before. Scared to death, he grabbed his grandfather's old revolver and hastily checked if it still was in a working state, and although it was quite beat up, it seemed like it could work, and so, a brave man he was, he headed out into the night. And what he saw there, at the misty glimpse of a new beginning day, walking through the mist, he will never forget. He pointed his gun at it, but then he decided to lower it again. And so he lived on with the knowledge that he's not alone out there. But after a while, He started to like this idea, and so he lives on in deep harmony with all creatures of the woods. So, I hope you have enjoyed this little story. Until next time.